Well, hello folks, and welcome to another photography based video. Balls, lens balls, what are they all about? So guys, what's a lens ball? Well, simply put, a lens ball is a ball of glass or crystal, very high quality glass that you use to create some special effects on your photography. So I have a lens ball here, so I'm going to attempt to hold it up to the camera lens so you can see the sort of effect you can achieve. So just bear with me guys. So there we have, that's a lens ball. So this one is, I think this one's an 8-inch lens ball. They come in various sizes. I can see loads of fingerprints on this one. So one thing you must do is make sure your ball's clean. Right guys, so that's a lens ball. So what we've got to do is we're going to hold this in front of the camera lens, and we're going to have to move it in and out because it's going to focus, in theory, through the lens ball. So here we go. So we put it in front of the lens ball. See now, you can see my ugly mug inverted. That's one thing with the lens ball, they always invert the picture, so that's the sort of effect you'll get. So if you move it backwards and forwards guys, so and you can use it in sort of various photography sort of applications if you like, for a bit of fun guys. Generally when taking pictures guys, you would probably have quite a wide aperture because you'd want to blur the background, and the imaging within the lens ball would be quite sharp. But as I say guys, this is a ball of glass. Now this is exactly the same sort of principle as the magnifying glass. So if you use it in like bright sunlight, as my wife Karen discovered, it'll burn your hands. And I'm sure if you drop that on your foot, it'd probably break one of your toes because it's very heavy. But basically, that's the principle, guys. So as I said, you just put it in front of a picture, and you just move it out to get the sort of image that you require. And if you want to have it the right way up, you can just spin it in your editing software. So that's a lens ball, guys. Now. On a recent trip to, or a recent holiday to Dorset, I used it for the first time. So I'm going to show you some photographs, that the first lot of photographs that I took using the lens ball. But at the minute guys, I am going to attempt to use the one of my Nikon cameras to just take a few little photographs, and so you can get the idea of how we use it guys. So if you just bear with me guys, I'm going to swap everything around, and we're going to attempt to show you just a couple of pictures, or how we take some pictures with the lens ball. Now as normal, doesn't matter what camera you got, compact, smartphone, anything you like really. I might even try a couple of pictures with my smartphone to see if it works, but I'm hopefully just going to try and take some pictures using one of my cameras, just so you can get a feel for how we use it guys. So just bear with me a minute, I'm going to swap everything around. So guys, this is the setup. So I've got my Nikon D810 on rather precariously balanced on the tripod, and I've got the 24-70 on the camera guys. So that's the sort of setup. There's a pretty what's the word, Heath Robinson, the setup. But that's the setup. So as for camera settings, well, I'm going to probably use the self timer guys, because I'm going to have to hold the lens ball. So I'm going to use a self timer, and then look in the viewfinder, and hopefully before the shutter goes off, I'll get it in focus. Because it's this sort of doing it this way is not certainly not as easy, if you like guys, as if you're out in the field doing it, because you can sort of you can hold the camera in one hand and the lens ball in the other hand, but this is just really just to give you an idea of the sort of things we can get up to with the lens ball. So what I'm going to do guys, I'm not sure, I'm probably going to bracket the exposure sort of either side of, I'll probably start off with f2.8, maybe go up to f5.6, but I'm going to sort of try around that sort of area, guys, and I'm also going to sort of bracket the exposure in as much as I'm going to add some exposure compensation and take some off, just so we can get a better sort of understanding of you know, the best sort of apertures to use. So that's the setup. So I'm not going to go and show you every photograph that I'm going to take, and I'm not expecting them to be overly brilliant, because it's not a perfect setup. And just when I reach over here, guys, to grab my mobile phone, we're also going to try a couple on the Samsung Galaxy S9, I think that one is. Anyway, guys, so enough of this waffle. Let's actually see how well I'm going to take some photographs. So first of all, guys, what we're going to do, I just want to see what we're on. So we're going to shoot in RAW. What's the ISO? What are we ISO? So we're on ISO 100 on this one, guys. So let's move my seat out of the way, because I'm going to trip over it. Right, so the plan is, this is the big plan, guys, so here's our lens ball. So first thing we got to do, guys, is make sure we have a clean ball. I've cut my head off, that's good, isn't it? Anyway. So we're going to have a clean ball, guys. Anyway, you don't want to be looking at me, do you? You want to be looking at what I'm doing, but I've cut my head off on that one, guys. So if I move the camera, you probably won't get to see much of the picture. Just bear with me, guys. I'm just going to tweak the Canon up a bit, or the one that's doing the video, and so just bear with me, guys. Right, there you are, guys. I'm sort of more in the shot now, and I chopped top of my head off. But anyway, so we've cleaned our ball. So we're gonna. So what's the focal length on the lens at the minute is about 35mm on the 24-70. So the thing is with your focal length, it's just basically just whatever suits. You know, it's very much of a trial and error on this one, guys. So you take our lens ball. Now, as you can see, I'm gonna have to move the lens ball. It's not. It depends what the camera's actually focusing on, guys. That's the so there you go, guys. Don't know what that means. Oh, that's a bit ooh, that's a little bit bright. That one, that's quite well. Oh, that's quite well overexposed, that one. Better not use that one, had we? So let's do. I want to do plus exposure. Let's do -7 on the exposure. Right, so get it there. Change hands. Right, so here's my shot. There we go. Right, so now obviously you get your hand in the shot. Now I don't know if you noticed, guys, I've got this back to front, because it'll be inverted in the lens ball. So in theory, this is going to be the right way. The right way round. So here we go. This is a bit of a Heath Robinson. Still rather overexposed. Do you know what? Do you know? You ain't going to believe this. I'm actually shooting in manual. No wonder it's overexposed. So there you go, guys. That proves one thing. Check your camera settings. I'm shooting in manual, and I should be shooting in aperture priority. So, so we want to go aperture priority. There you go, guys. So that just proves a point. None of us are perfect. So I was shooting in manual, that's why everything was so overexposed. Right, so we try that again. I could edit that out, I suppose, but why should I? So I just square everything up again. Just give that a tweak around. Just kicked it, or something's happened, because we're a little bit out of shot, you know? So that's focus. So the first thing we better do, guys, is remember to actually put the exposure compensation back to 0 and try again. See, there you go. Just prove something that not always check your camera settings. Right, so let's see what we got now. That's better. So that was at f3.5, guys. So I'm going to crank it. I'm going to go down to f8. I'm going to do another one. So, ooh. As you can see, guys, this is very they might be in focus. Right, let's wind up the aperture. Where do we go? We don't see shutter speed is not going to be too much. Let's go to about f5. We're going to try f5 on that one. I'm going to try holding it with my different hand. So. Yeah, it's not too bad. Anyway, guys, that's the principle. You get the principle. So I can find something else to actually take a photo of. What about that? That might work. So, guys, I'm not going to show you a massive amount of picture taking because probably gets quite boring. So what we've got there, guys, is a little sort of a tray with a little dish with some pebbles and that in. So see, that's not focusing. Let's try it. And let's go back down to f3.5 again, guys. We'll try one more. It's sort of working. I mean, I'm going to have to crop the photographs back. So what, around about f35, I think, you know, sort of focal length is probably going to be critical. But I'll tell you, well, just change the focal length a bit and see. So we are on, let's zoom in, but not zoom in too much, because otherwise we're going to lose. So what are we at now? Yeah, about 40 mil, because otherwise we're going to lose the. Let's turn that round. In the middle of the shot, zoom in a bit more. Yeah, it's sort of working, guys, but you get the idea of what we're doing. So we're going to try a couple of household items, but you don't want to see all of that, guys. So I'm going to stop filming this bit, and I'm just going to go and grab some household items, and I'll bring you guys back when we're all done. So there you go, guys. That's some LensBall photography. Now, I have to admit, it wasn't as easy as I thought it was going to be doing it indoors. I think it's because the camera is probably mounted on a tripod, and because you're sort of moving the LensBall and the camera together to get a better focus. So probably, because the camera was on a tripod, probably wasn't, as I said, probably didn't work quite as I expected it to, but I really just wanted to show you the sort of principle behind it. As I said, you just basically hold it up in front of the camera and just sort of move it around until the thing becomes in focus, guys. That's basically what happens. But as I said, it's probably easier outside when you can move the camera, or certainly not outside, but certainly when you can have the camera and the lens ball sort of in two hands and move it like that, if you get what I'm saying. Anyway, guys, that's the sort of principle of lens ball photography. Again, with a lot of effects and filters and that, you don't want to overdo it, don't overuse them, because I think they can be perhaps become a little bit boring. But you know, it's just nice to you know, perhaps, although it's rather heavy to keep in the camera bag all the time, but you know, sort of take it out with you on, if you're going out on a little photo trip, a little photo shoot, maybe take it with you and just try a couple of shots with it, but don't overuse it. And as I said, don't use it in the sun because it can burn. So that's it for this one, guys. So what I'm going to do is edit the photographs up. As I said, I shot them in RAW, and I'm going to edit up, convert them into a JPEG, and just see what they're going to look like. I'm not holding too much hope for them to be any decent, because I think it was so it didn't quite go according to plan. But what I am going to do is on this video, I took quite a few shots when we were on holiday, as I said, guys, at a place called Blue Pool. So I'm going to add them to the little slideshow that I'm going to put after this. Anyway, guys, thanks for watching this one, and we will catch you on the next one. Bye bye for now. Roll the slideshow.